way, Teak, I think if we were able to connect a couple of rocks in a chord, and I think we might have Braxton Berrios here on the fan. Braxton, Tiki, and Tierney, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, and all I want to say is that it was your guys' technical issues. It was not me. I was ready. I was ready to go.
You're an all-pro, dude. You can do no wrong. The only thing that you can, Braxton, the only thing that you could do wrong is if you if you leave us at this point. Like we want to see you get paid. All-pro kick returner, nice weapon for Wilson. But let's face it, at this point, you're a Jet. How your level of confidence the Jets will do the right thing is?
Look, I figured this is what most of this would be about. The Jets are heading in the absolute right direction. And I loved my first year with this new, I guess, organization, you could say, this new staff, and this new direction. Sadly, football is a business now at this level. And, there's a business side of it that I'm trying to stay out of until I absolutely have to. But, at the end of the day, the Jets are going to do, the organization is going to do what they think is best for the organization. And that's all you can ask for in this stage of football. So, they're going to do the right thing in their eyes, and, we'll see what that ends up being.
Understood. Listen, we have agents as well. There's a time where they've got to do their work. Totally get it. I'm not trying to pry too much here, but use the word.
No worries.
You know what I'm saying? It's a business, and you're absolutely right. But bad business, and I'm talking about from the Jets' point of view, and I believe that they will come fairly correct, and they will give you something that will incentivize you to stay. That's my gut, and that's certainly my hope, and I think most Jet fans agree, if not all. But bad business would be, Braxton, allowing self-motivated, ascending, reliable players and teammates to leave the building. Like, I look at you as a part of the fabric of the new culture, like representative of a change. And you have to feel that way as well, I would imagine, right?
Well, no, absolutely. We've had some years, and honestly, I think this is the this year, this staff, this new regime is kind of a big turning point in this organization. I think everything just feels way different this past year than it did the year before, and then even the year before that. So, no, absolutely.
Yeah, no, look, I want to get to some of those things that you're talking about, even if it might not be something you're part of going forward. Are you starting to get a lot of interest from other teams? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying without actually saying it. Have you gotten feelers out there for other teams that are saying, we need a kid like this? Like you?
Right now my focus is training. Nothing can happen until what is it? March 14th, March 16th.
Yeah, when the league year opens.
Exactly. And honestly, it'd be a waste of my time to sit around and try to connect pieces that are not ever going to be connected until March 14th as it is. So no, that I am so far away from that. I'm focused on exactly what I'm supposed to be this year, as I was last year, as I was the year before. I'm not changing anything about my off season, and that includes the mentality going into it.
Yeah, one of those things, and I know that training and getting physically ready for a grinding season, there's now 17 actual weeks, 18 weeks with the bye week, is one thing. But the other side of training is developing chemistry. Are you in conversation with Zach or anyone with the Jets right now? Or not on a team level, but like on a personal level?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm really good friends. Zach, actually, he came out for Super Bowl week and stayed with me for the last, 3-4 days, from Friday through Sunday, I think, something like that. So, no, absolutely. Relationships you make in football are some of the best relationships you keep throughout life.
No doubt.
Just because, you're so similar to the people that you create them with and you go through these seasons with. And so, no, those don't get lost on anybody. And I haven't even checked my text, but Mike White just texted me as well. So,
Mike White,
I do keep in contact.
Nice.
That guy's
Mike
a trip, man. Mike White was a legend for a minute there, Braxton. A legend, right? Guy was a legend.
No, he's still a legend. You guys thought it was a minute. He's still a legend.
He is, okay. So we're talking to Braxton Berrios, and hopefully, he's a free agent, as we know, but hopefully he will be back with the Jets, and Braxton's with us here on Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. Wilson is the arm talent is obvious. The off-platform stuff is obvious, and it looks like he benefited from sitting out. He banged up his knee a little bit, Got lucky the injury wasn't worse. Came back, a bit of a different player. LaFleur was up in the box rather than on the sideline when he was actually getting going as a rookie. When you, this might be hard for you to do, but I think our audience would love it, and quite frankly, I'm very curious as well. When you compare just talent, not coaching and weaponry, just talent, Sam Darnold, because you played with him, versus Zach Wilson. Can you do that? The more talented player, pros, cons, differences? I think everybody would be fascinated with that.
I'm sure everybody would be very fascinated with that, but that is not my expertise. And just like we talked about relationships, I still talk to Sam Darnold as well. And I just had Zach Wilson over this past weekend. I am not going to get into compare and contrast quarterbacks because I am a player. I'm not a coach. I'm not a scout. They are both starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Let me ask you this. I don't like the way you sideswipe that, buddy. It's like you go to 102 yards to the house.
You set it up. I felt that you did all that you could, but I'm just, I'm trained a little bit better to walk into that one.
Oh, wow. Nice. All right, so let me put it this way.
That's the you for you right there.
Yeah, look at this guy. He was valedictorian at Miami, right? What were you? Did you have like a 4.1 GPA? Is that
3.96.
I thought somebody said 4.1, which to me still seems impossible.
No, I don't think you can.
No, you can.
I don't think you can.
You can. You can.
That's only in high school. High school, they wait.
Oh, that's true.
You take AP classes and stuff. In college, it's all the same.
Yeah, I just wanted to be eligible. So let me ask you this about Zach. And by the way, I like Darnold. Good kid.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Bad circumstances, coaching, whatever. But when you look at Zach, and I mean, Braxton, you at least have to, you got to at least indulge me here. When you look at Zach, do you see a guy, a young player that has franchise quarterback DNA, that can be one of the more talented quarterbacks when he hits his peak? Do you at least see that?
Absolutely. That honestly, that's an easy one to answer because I just have to talk about Zach.
Yeah.
I think, all the intangibles, all the off the field, who you want as a human being, characteristics, a locker room guy, like all those things off the field are 100% taken care of with Zach. And he loves football. He's not in it for what it brings him. He truly loves the game. He prepares like nobody I've ever seen. And like I said, on the field, he obviously had whatever start you want to call it. And then, he settled in. He got that time to sit back and to learn and to observe. And I think that was huge, obviously, in his development. And then when he came back, for that second half of the year, he looked way more comfortable and he looked, like a slightly different quarterback and a slightly more confident and ready quarterback. And I think the year 1 to year 2 jump is going to be absolutely tremendous with him.
Yeah. Now, Braxton, you are in a unique position to answer this question because you saw it with Gase and what felt like less direction, like less of a plan. Jets fans are hoping beyond hope that Robert Saleh's the guy and that this staff with Mike LaFleur, they're the men. Like they're going to get this thing and turn it around to a point where the Jets are viable because it's been a lot of years since it's felt that way. From a player's perspective, does it feel like that to you?
It really does. And you can sit back and if you look at paper and if you look very black and white and at records, we didn't have a tremendously better year last year than we did the year before.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't like that. But when you go from a player's perspective that has been in the facility and, has been with the coaches and just really the overall feeling and the culture of the team, well, it was, a complete 180 from the year before. So no, we're heading on the right path, and I say we because I'm still under contract until March 14th, and maybe even after that. But we are heading on the right path, and it is a completely different culture than it was just a year ago.
What's his best quality, Saleh, as a coach? Best characteristic?
Honestly, everybody loves him, and he's not easy. He's not just a player's coach. Whatever we want to do, I mean, he has his methods, and I think he gets everybody going, and really everybody really truly loves to play for him. And again, he's a great storyteller. I always say that he's a great storyteller, phenomenal storyteller.
Well, nice. If it doesn't work out as head coach of the Jets, he can come into radio and tell stories. I don't care that he tells good stories. I hope that he wins games. Berrios, tell stories. What does that do for us?
Oh, you're right. It doesn't do anything for y'all, but you asked for me what it's like.
I'm teasing,
There's
man.
absolutely nothing for y'all.
I'm totally teasing. Braxton Berrios with us here on The Fan. So the one guy that has confounded me, and I've been a Jets fan for a million years, right? And I don't know that I've ever been this confounded, to be repetitive. I don't know what has happened with Denzel Mims. How, and I know you're going to present it softly. I get that. Your teammates, all good. I'm not looking for you to bury him. But you have to explain to us how somebody who is 6'3", 215 pounds, runs a 4.35 40, and was a premium pick in round 2, so the organization wants him to do well. What is the story with Denzel Mims?
We talked about this, what was it, 3 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
You guys try to ask me the same question, and it's gonna be the same answer. It's gonna be the same answer. I have none. He comes to work every day, and he works. And I'm not gonna go any farther than that one way or another. I just, that's something maybe Denzel can speak to or somebody else. But I'm not upstairs making those decisions. I'm not hearing everything Denzel is and seeing what he is. I just, I'm his teammate. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you can't talk about that. But let me ask you, from his perspective, is he frustrated by it?
He's got to be.
But sometimes you get like apathetic. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you get apathetic. But what's his reaction? Like, is he pissed? Is he upset? Like, how is he reacting to this?
No, he comes to work every day. I mean, honestly, he's a good teammate, truly, in the locker room and having him around. So it's not like it's a bad situation where everybody is visible. It's not. I give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not trying to position him as a locker room cancer or as a divisive figure by any stretch. And just for the record, Brandon, I know that you know this, but when we had you on a couple of months ago, that's when we were doing our national show. This is obviously local in New York, so it's a little bit more pressing. I get it. I understand the dynamic. You're worried about you, and it's not your responsibility to talk about another player.
But he's also going to protect his teammate.
I get that. I get that.
As a good teammate.
But I also think it's a fair question. I mean, when you're
what
I'm saying.
It is.
Okay.
It absolutely is. It's absolutely a fair question. I understand. And trust me, it was, I got asked it with you and honestly any other media I did during the season.
Yeah.
But it's not my question. You know what I mean? It's not, I can't answer the best because I don't know.
I can respect that. I got you.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Now, Braxton, there's a lot of decisions that the Jets are going to have to make, and the receiving room it's interesting. It really is with the Jets. So we'll get back to really the first thing we ask you. Do you want to be here with the New York Jets, or are you ready to explore?
No, I mean obviously, I want to be here. I've said it so many different times. I do want to be here. Again. Sadly, this part is now partially business and not just football.
Yeah.
And that's not, and what I don't think people understand, it's not all in my control.
It's true.
They
gotta want you too. They gotta want you too.
Yeah.
Right? I know what you mean.
Just, exactly. All the way around. And of course I don't dive into much, but I see stuff here and again through social media, and it's just like, guys, it's not all me.
Yeah.
I've expressed it many times. That I would love to come back, and I would love to continue this program building, with this team and with this coaching staff and upstairs, and the chefs, the weight room staff, the training staff, like everybody in between. It's obviously it's very comfortable. I know everybody in there, and I got my pounds in Florham Park and the greater New Jersey, New York area. But again, it's not. It's one of those things. It's now become partly business that I hate.
Yeah. And
it's not only up to me.
Yeah.
But again, as I've expressed many times, I would love to be back.
Yeah.
Whether that happens or not, obviously, is to be determined. But I would.
Yeah. Well, listen, you answered the Denzel Mims question. I'll make sure you're back. I'll give us some good answers. We'll make sure you're back.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they have to, you can want to be here, but they got to offer you a contract. That's what
true.
It comes down to, and we don't know if that's happened. By the way, you're in the hood. I live in Florham Park, Braxton.
Okay.
So I'm in enemy territory, even though it used to be Giants territory, and you guys are trying to slowly change it.
We took over, Braxton. Don't listen to him. It's our territory now. Stop, T.
They're Giants fans that are being converted.
It's been like 20 years. Come on.
Giants fans being converted. Hey, what I think think now I'm like, did I ask him this last time we spoke 3 months ago? I think I did, but I think that I want your answer now. It could be different, but I think Jet fans and football fans will find it interesting. So you evolved. I don't know if you view yourself this way, but almost like, all right, the little, how do I frame it? And I'm not trying to disrespect you, obviously, because I've got great respect for the way you play. But like a guy, nobody expected much out of you. I don't know how else to say it. Like you stuck, and then we saw you play a little more. We're like, wow, he's fast. Wow, he's got good hands. Wow, he's a little explosive. We saw you in college too, but at the NFL level, do you think if you were given a more prominent, whether it's with the Jets or somebody else, a more prominent role, that you can be a Wes Welker type, an 80-something, 85 catch kind of a guy? Like, can you be
who Renfro has become?
Yes, for the Raiders, that kind of player? Do you view yourself that way?
Absolutely. And if you would have asked me at the beginning of the year, if you should expect a lot or a little, I would have told you a lot. Football is a game of opportunities, as we all know.
Yep.
And when you get those opportunities and you make good on them, like I have, especially in the last 2 years, when Crowder went down and I've stepped in and started. When you make those opportunities, or when you make good on those opportunities, you hope for more. And like I said, wide receiver is a position where we are not in control of how much we get the ball, obviously, or how many opportunities do we get, because a lot of things have to happen, and a lot of things have to happen correctly for us to get the ball. But no, absolutely. I truly think, with no doubt in my mind, that I can be that type of player.
Yeah, no, I see it. I've seen it for years. Obviously, I played it, and I see it evolving. The game evolving, and it used to be you had to be big to be a wide receiver, right? You can't get hit anymore, so it's legislated size out of the game. You got if you're athletic and dynamic, you can be small. I mean, hell, I was small. I'm your size, Braxton, so I know what it takes. We've asked about a lot, from Zach to LaFleur. Really, the most interesting one for me, and I got a chance to meet him because I did y'all's first game against the Carolina Panthers. Your offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur. Now, early in the year, he was down on the sideline, and we all know why that was, because your unfortunately quarterback coach passed away, and he wanted some comfort for Zach. He evolved as he went upstairs, started calling from up there, and it felt different. Right, there was a stretch, I believe, for 3 or 4 weeks where the Jets had the #1 passing offense in the league for 3 or 4 games, and Zach wasn't even playing at that point. Tell us about Mike LaFleur, your OC, and hopefully future OC as well, and how he evolved, and what we're going to see as he gets more and more comfortable in this role. This is his first year calling plays this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Personally, I can attest to Coach LaFleur. Obviously, great guy. I know you guys don't care about that, but he is. That's the first thing I'm going to say about him.
Yeah. No, I liked him. He came in and had skinny jeans on. I was like, dude, this is
great.
Skinny jeans?
He's a real hype beast. He's a real hype beast. He'll wear the Yeezys. He'll wear the low top Jordans.
That's exactly right.
All right.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think it was, again, I'm not a coordinator. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what kind of job coach did. That's my coach at the end of the day. But I think as a whole, truly the whole offense, and that's what you saw, the first year in a new offense, and not making any excuses because I don't believe in those. But I think everybody started to really be a lot more cohesive and understand their exactly what to do and how to execute plays. And, as we got into the season, I think it was just experience against other teams that really that really helped that offense start to churn.
Mm-hmm. So we're getting ready to wrap it up. That's Braxton Berrios, who was named and very well deserved first-team All-Pro as a returner, had a really nice catch percentage as well in the 70s, which is what you're looking for. Mid-70s is basically thought to be elite. You were low 70s, which is outstanding as well. I'm going to throw a name at you real quick because I know you saw him every day in practice, and we were reading about him every day, and then Achilles, bang, ruptures like a lampshade. Carl Lawson.
Oh.
So I could tell by the reaction that you were impressed by what you saw. If he regains that burst, and he should with modern medicine, what are we getting from Lawson this year coming up?
Oh, you're absolute dog. An absolute animal off the edge. That was obviously a huge hit for everybody, and I hate it for him because, he's one of those guys. He'll work his butt off every single day. Doesn't say much, just works. And I have massive respect for those guys in this league.
Yeah.
But I mean, he truly is. I'm so excited to watch him come back. He's been in the facility after his injury, rehabbing. So he was still around the team, still very much part of it, giving guys advice, really doing anything he can to help. Even when he was in rehab. So I'm very excited to watch him break out again next year.
Non-NFL question for you, and I have to ask this because Ron Berkowitz is also my neighbor in Florham Park, and he's the biggest U fan there is. Mario Cristobal down there in Miami, and Tyler Van Dyke. I like this kid at quarterback. How soon until Miami gets back to Miami? It's been a long time, dude.
It's been a long time. My senior year, we tasted it.
Yeah.
Got to number 2 in the country. We're 10-0, all that. But this new regime down there with Cristobal being a true U guy and a hard ass that I love. I love to watch the way he coaches, and I'm actually going to go down to Miami and meet with him personally next week. But I again heading in the right direction. TBD seems to be like the absolute truth.
Yep.
And I'm very excited. I'll always be a U guy. I'll always have the biggest infatuation with the U because I just don't think there's any other college program like it.
No, all you guys are that way, by the way. All the you guys,
yeah.
They all stick together.
It's pride. It's a brotherhood. It's different.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You got to get him really good again because seriously,
college football
is better.
Yes, that is the next step.
Yeah. Now we just got to get you here permanently in the Jets brotherhood.
It's going to happen, man. I'm telling you what. They're not going to let him leave the building. They're not. And by the way, it's Braxton Berrios as we're hanging up here, but they're not going to let you leave, man. I can't speak for somebody else potentially blowing them out of the water with a deal. It might happen. You never know. But I believe that for the first time in a long time, there's a real sensibility with the Jets, short-term and long-term. You're a worker. You're a performer. You're a good teammate. You're a young ascending player. There is no reason why you should not be wearing, green and white or black or whatever the hell uniforms are wearing because it varies each week here. And I'm going to leave you with
black
this.
Ones are a stick.
No, I like the black ones. Yeah, those are pretty tight. Are those your favorites, the black ones?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, because they show off the sneaky guns that you got. Berrios has those sneaky pipes. I don't even know if they're sneaky anymore. No, they're not even sneaky. No, they're not actually.
I gotta work on them then.
They're not sneaky. No, you're actually pretty
get
yoked.
them out of the sneaky category.
He's yoked. I'll give it to you. So let's assume the Jets, are on top of their business. You're brought back. You're happy contractually. We talked to you in the spring OTAs before the start of week 1 next year. Are the Jets supposed to be in the mix for a wild card? Where are we with the short-term trajectory for this team going into next season? What should we realistically expect?
I mean, I first and foremost, I'll say anything's possible. If you asked the Cincinnati Bengals that, they would have said last year, "Oh, we're going to go to the Super Bowl this year," and everybody would have laughed at them for whatever reason. They would have laughed at them, and they went to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I think that's and 2 years ago they were the worst team in football. So I think that is a perfect example of what a culture change and what a shift and just starting to believe in a new regime really can bring to an NFL team. I mean, anything's possible, and anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday. And I think we see that every week. We had Cincinnati and Tennessee earlier in the year that we won, and they were top seeds in the AFC. So no, the fact of the matter is it's all there. And it's all about piecing it together, and it's all truly about executing. When everybody gets their opportunities, but that's not a stretch in anybody's mind in that building.
I agree.
That is not a stretch in anybody's mind.
And Braxton, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you guys almost clipped the Bucks at the end too.
Yeah, that's right.
Almost did. Tom Brady's Bucks.
Appreciate you, Braxton, man. Took a lot to get this thing going last week, this week, dead phones, Zoom, everything.
Absolutely.
We better bring you back for this.
I know. We appreciate you hanging on with us and getting on and all your insights. Good luck to you, man. We're excited and rooting for you.